Welcome to 100 Yards Football this morning. Today we have our special video, and we're going to be doing something that's going to be a little different with our correspondent, Mrs. Rhonie G, coming live our tours out of Nashville, Tennessee this morning. Is that we're going to have our NFL draft prospects. We're going to have an offensive prospect of the week and a defensive prospect of the week. And then we're going to honor all the great legends that's played this great game. And then we're going to have a legend of the week. So that's what our video is going to compose of today. Our NFL draft prospects of the week, offense and defense, and our legend of the week. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Mr. Football Vincent Turner, and as always, the Silver Vixen. That's the new name that we have for her. She don't understand that she's having a fan base. The lovely Mrs. Rhonie G, coming out of Nashville, Tennessee, the 615. How you doing this morning?
Doing exceptionally well this morning. How about you, Mr. Football?
Hey, it's raining here. Well, we broadcasting live here in Douglasville, Georgia, by way of Atlanta, Georgia. It's raining, it's cold, but you know what? I got the Spirit of God. And so I'm enjoying myself this morning. Yeah. And we're already, before we got into you, Mrs. Rhonie G, we've already shot 8 videos within an hour and a half with our producer, Mr. Jeremiah Long, who's also from the great state of Tennessee. So we got this Tennessee thing going this morning. A state that only got 6 million people, but we're also showing that there's talent in the state of Tennessee. So, who is our offensive prospect of the week?
Okay, so our offensive prospect of the week is Mr. Kenny Pickett, quarterback for the University of Pittsburgh. In his career, Mr. Pickett threw for 12,303 passing yards and 81 touchdowns.
Well, Kenny Pickett out of the University of Pittsburgh, everybody has him as the number 1 quarterback in the draft. Yeah. One thing I like about Mr. Pickett is that he's played a lot of football. He's played 4 seasons at the University of Pittsburgh. He's a 5th-year senior. Yeah. And right now, he went down to the Senior Bowl. That's what I was looking at, how he will perform down there. And he passed with all A's. So Kenny Pickett, in my opinion, is the number 1 quarterback in the draft. Now, who is our defensive player that you have for the week?
Okay, on the defensive side is Mr. Cameron Thomas, defensive end for San Diego State. In his career, Mr. Thomas had 39 tackles for loss and 20 sacks.
When you look at Cameron Thomas, right now, when you're talking about the defensive end position, going into the 2022 NFL draft, everybody's talking about Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Logan Hall, Jermaine Johnson. But all I'm seeing about the young man from California, San Diego, Cameron Thomas, all he's did in his career is produce. And I wouldn't be surprised, based on the next month and several weeks leading up to the draft, that his name might end up in the bottom half of the first round. Mm-hmm. Now, drum beats. Everybody's watching you out there at 100 Yards of Football. Who makes our first legend of the week here on 100 Yards of Football?
All right, so it is our very own 100 Yards of Football, Mr. Bobby Butler. Mr. Butler was a 2-time All-American at Florida State University in 1979 and 1980 as a defensive back. He was the first-round pick by the Atlanta Falcons in the 1981 NFL Draft, and he played in 169 games with a 27 career interception and 3 touchdowns. And he played all of his 12 outstanding years with one team, the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, all I can say is from the staff here at 100 Yards Football, Mr. Butler's brought us a lot of blessings, and he deservedly earned our first legend of the week. One more can I say, the guys, when you talk about college football seriously, and you talk about Florida State, and everybody thinks the success started with Deion Sanders and it started with Terrell Buckley, Charlie Ward. But man, let's don't really get it misconstrued. The success started with his years at Florida State from 77 to 80. He and his teammates are Ron Simmons and other guys that was on that team, them the ones that built that program down in Tallahassee. And that's something that I'm never going to forget. And the one stat, because sometimes we get carried away with the Hall of Fame players that make the Hall of Fame. But think about this with Bobby Butler. Del Reese Beach, Florida. He played 12 years with one team. That's not happening no day, no time, and probably never in the National Football League that you're going to see a gentleman play 12 years in the league with one team. Impressive. That's not happening. So, Bobby, thank you. Yeah. We honored, and you are our legend of the week. Final words, Mrs. Rhonie G, coming live out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, well, congratulations to Mr. Butler. He deserves it. All right. What they say, give them their flowers while they're here. And so here you are, Mr. Butler.
Yes, yes. My final words about Bobby Butler from Delray Beach, Florida. You know, Mrs. Rhonie G can contest to this a little bit. When I was in high school, when I was in college, I should come home from the summer. I used to be a big disco guy. I went to all the clubs around in Memphis. It was just 2001. Club No Name. Yeah. And let me say it was a gentleman by the name of Chester Turner. They used to drive him crazy because they used to go out every Saturday night. But it was a song that was the national anthem in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. And this is what I'm going to say to Mr. Bobby Butler when he was at Florida State in his 12 years with the Atlanta Falcons. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the water burn. No, the other words were MF, but I'm not going to say that today here on One of the Yards of Football. But thank you. We always like to say, if you like the video, please come in and share it. Very special thanks to the lovely Mrs. Rhonie G coming out of Nashville, Tennessee, to 615. And y'all have a blessed week. Don't worry about the weather. It's going to clear up at the end of the week. God bless. And to our producer, Mr. Jeremiah Long, thank you. Here.